just shoot 3 or 4, and if they're still centre, well, that's all you need to test. That's all you have to do. Right? That's what I'd be trying. You're going to have to do that at some point in time. Okay. You need to do that because you've obviously done your third axis and all that, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, you didn't bring it, did you?
I packed it up. Do you know where it is? It's sitting with the bloody indoor target, wherever the indoor target is. I've got it out there, really.
That's alright, I just like the club tomorrow.
I'll bring it down the club for you tomorrow.
Alright. You mind shooting right down the distances, but it just doesn't feel right. I've got a wall at home that's straight, and I put it on that, and it indicates it's correct, but I haven't done the third axis. You've got to do the third axis. Guys, you target shooters, you've got to do your third axis, because people reckon it's not important shooting target. Field, obviously it is, because you're shooting up and downhill. But your bow position at 30 metres is probably that. You go back to 70 or 90, your bow's like that. So it stands to reason, you've got to do that as well.
Alright, well let's do a walk back and see what it looks like.
Just go back, shoot 50. Because if it's square or 40 if you want to, but square at 20 and square at 40, it's going to be right all the way.
You think so?
I think so, yeah. Absolutely.
Right, well let's do a walk back. And see how we go.
Well, if you aim at that high one left, at 40, at least you know you're not going to hit the butt, not going to miss the butt.
That's true. Okay, so I'd shoot it at 20. We'll make sure I'm hitting the target at 20. Well, that's true. Alright, let's go back to 40 then. And if it's hitting at 40...
You got a trolley to move this?
It's definitely a heavier
Heavy
bow, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's 30.
Wait for it. Which can be a good thing. I understand that weight for pushing against it to keep you stable and level, and I get that. To a point.
Let's have a shot at 40. Same sight settings. Thank you. So just aim at the top of the string, don't I? I should do that.
We'll aim at that target on the left.
Oh, no, I was going to aim at the rope. Then we'll
Oh,
see
aim
by
at the rope, alright, yeah. As long as you can see it enough to aim at it.
Yeah,
Well, there's a nice
that's
knot
okay.
up the top there, you probably aim at that.
Oh, yeah.
But you got no risk of it dropping off the bottom of the bar. Yellow one in the centre of the bar. I think it just touched the rope too.
This is, I don't know, I think it looks a bit to the left, a bit to the right. That was a bad shot though, I think.
Okay, yeah, my eyes are not good today. Head bounce.
Oh, was it? I think that was on the rope. Oh, that's a dodgy one. It's funny, this bow shoots great, but the little bit of anything and you're way out.
That brings me to the next thing I want to raise. With your theory with the weights being off balance. What you got to understand with a paralleling bow, your bow hand is important on every bow, don't get me wrong, but with these more so. Because you don't get that huge push forward that you get with the conventional style hoists and that.
Yeah.
You notice it doesn't jump out of your hand like the hoist did.
Yeah.
It does jump forward. My OK jumps forward a bit, but not to the extreme. So what happens with that, because when you release the load comes off your hand, any little thing you do with that hand makes a bigger difference.
Oh, yeah.
And back to the weight thing, with that theory of pushing against the weight, as soon as you're releasing that, pressure's not there. I don't know whether that bow hand becomes...
Going to be pushing into it.
Look, I understand the reasoning behind that, and I agree with it to a point, because even in your stance, the correct stance for shooting, particularly recurve, leaning forward, then you push back with the ball of your foot, so you're creating weight that way and stabilising it.
Yeah.
So the weight on your rear bar is a similar theory, and it's a sound theory, but I don't know to what point, particularly with the parallel limbs not having more of an issue with your bow hand not affecting your release and so forth. So, but again, it still comes back to if you're comfortable doing it and it's working for you, well, I'm not gonna force a point. Just throwing things out there.
Well, it's not too bad besides those 2 shots.
I think you might be right. That was one of your first ones.
These 2 are the dodgy ones. Yeah.
You did call them.
Yeah.
And given where they are, I'd be pretty happy with that centre shot.
Just as many on both sides of the rope, isn't there?
You can't really argue with that. And given that you didn't have an absolute sighting point, like you were sighting this, having an absolute sighting point gives you a better reference. So I'd be pretty happy with that with your centre shot.
These 2 were the bad
given
shots.
Those 2 bad ones. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't leave one again. God.
And 40 metres, so yeah, I think I'd be pretty happy with that setup for your centre shot.
Pretty much in the centre of the rope, isn't it?
Mm.
That's not too bad, so my centre shot's alright then.
Yep, I'd be happy with that. Oh, you didn't move them, did you?
No. Funny, they used to come out easy. I wonder why they're coming out so hard now.
Yeah, different shaft maybe.
Maybe. Or maybe do you know what it is? The ceramic's worn off.
Yeah, that could be right too.
So now it used to have that ceramic coating on there. To be able to tell from the bare shaft.
What are they? Are they the sport?
Yeah, they're the sports.
Yeah, I got a set of them. They're not expensive and they're pretty good.
Yeah, look at the difference in the colour.
Yeah.
Worn off the smoothness.
I just bought some 150 grain tips for them.
Oh yeah?
Those indoor arrows. Yeah, they're 400 grain. They're only about 80 bucks a dozen.
They're cheap, aren't
They're
they?
cheap and they're really good. They shoot nice.
Well, I shot $2.99 with them, so they're able to shoot 300s with them.
Oh, the modern carbon arrows these days, man. Back 20 years ago, you wouldn't shoot a full carbon arrow. They're dangerous.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, very dangerous. The X10s obviously were good because they had the alloy core that they had. They were all the gun back then and still are. But yeah, back then, full carbon arrows, yeah, they weren't very good at all. These days, I don't have a problem with any of them. They're really good. The only thing I've found, the carbon ones, man, they're great, but I'm getting a few of them cracking at the back now.
Are
Where
they?
the pin is.
I had that problem too, but
I don't know whether it's because I've been hitting knocks. It's more likely probably that.
Yep.
But all that aside, man, those carbon ones there, what you pay for them, they're great. I've had a couple of crack at the back.
Shoot another end of it.
Yeah. You wanted to shoot at the target to give you something to aim at?
Okay, I'll just keep doing the same to
Oh, you
rope.
do the same, alright.
I'll double check the centre shot anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Just watch that head again when you draw back. Have a couple of bobbles. When you draw back, what you're doing is you're setting up fine, but as you draw, you're going like that as
I'll
well.
lean me head a bit.
Yeah, try to get your head set and draw back to that position without moving your head back. Because I think that probably contributes to it.
That's
a
where
little
the
bit.
head comes
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
I don't know whether it's the effort just getting the strings going. That's better. That was better. See, they fly nice.
The first one's in the same spot. Maybe it was just a dodgy arrow, those two. That one flew nicely then, didn't it?
Right, yeah. That was better. It's all about controlling every aspect of your technique. You got to be in control of the bow. Don't let it control you. Because it's doing what you want it to do.
Yeah. There's two left ones down there. I'm pretty sure it's because of the bubble. I forgot to look at the bubble and then I seen it was way over with one of the
Yeah,
left ones.
you do that sometimes. And that bubble makes a big difference to your impact left or right. Big time. Still getting a bit of arrow bounce on the rest, but I think because you control the draw a bit more, it's not sideways.
It's not bouncing off. Yeah.
Still bouncing a bit, but because that other day you were shooting was doing that, you'd been training all morning.
I have, yeah.
So I wouldn't read too much into that.
This is the first time I've shot 40 metres with it though. I've only
Yeah.
shot 20 metres with it.
Yeah, and be in the backyard. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that draw. I think you better. What's that, 30, is it?
30, yeah.
Yeah, 30 setting. Yeah, I think you probably stick with that.
Looks alright.
Thinking back now, when you had, I think you had a 29 originally. You had a bit of elbow forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's looking good.
Yeah. The 29.5 looked alright, but that looks fine. It's all about how you feel with it. Because you release it straight back and clean. That's what it's all about.
The 30 does feel a lot better.
Yeah, well, if it feels good for you, that's what you got to do. But like I said before, it's 30 on your setting on your bow, but your true draw length
Might be different.
It's exactly the same. It never changes. It's only the bow specs that say it's 30 or 31, but it can be different on other bows because of the design of things, like I said before.
These are all got let right now. I think it was just me though.
Yeah.
Flipping them out a bit.
Yeah, well, like I said, and you're back 40 as well, so you're still looking at 10, 9. But it could have been something you were doing specific. These two came back in. You want to do another one?
Yeah, right,
While
let's
we're
do
here.
another one. Triple to confirm. Get the lead out.
I'll have to work out a day and do some more stuff I want to do too. That bow one with the tuning and the technique. That'll be interesting, I think. That's great.
I was just trying to see where the hang was.
Socket off the end of one of these.
Yeah, I had a washer on there too, but it's gone. No, the stand's not vertical.
No, I know the stand's not, but it still doesn't look. Well, gravity's there, I suppose. It's got to be. Still looks
We could tie a stick to it. I think it's pretty right.
Yeah. Not going to be much in it anyway.
I was rushing those last couple of bits, so it'll take me time.
Good habit to get into, guys, too, when you're trying to perfect or get your techniques. It's all about the stance. That's the first thing you do before you pick your, or when you pick your bow up to rest the target. What that does then, hopefully, it sends a trigger to your brain to say, okay, this is what I have to do, because Jimmy will probably find now when he corrects his stance, everything, the other couple of things I told him sort of kick into his head, and that's what you've got to try to do. Make it,
Get that process happening.
that process happening. And this is where it helps to do your shot process to be in like a very rhythmic, like very consistent, not rushed in any spot. It's just the same all the way through to keep you relaxed.
How are they looking? Are they flying alright?
I've been watching you actually, I haven't been watching now. What do you got that set?
Yeah.
You get a little bit of head movement back, but I think it's more when you open your chest as you draw back.
Drawing back.
You're sort of coming back with your shoulder. It's negligible. It's not a real problem. It's just mainly that position of your head with the flat face straight. Yeah, it's when you open your shoulders and you draw. Or open your chest, I should say. Draw. Ah, out there, draw.
I could feel you. I could feel me hips going. I didn't move. I was trying not to get them to move either.
There's 100 mil.
That's how much I'm moving.
That's how much you're out. That's a lot. Yeah. I don't know how we're going to address that, but we might need to try something.
We'll work on these other things and then we'll...
Yeah, we'll leave that for the moment because we can't be throwing too much. We'll get the other things in the routine and we've got to try to work something with that, I think. Because it really worries me that when you get to the end of a round, it's going to get more.
The tired I get, the more I fatigue, the bigger it gets.
And when your body is crooked, it's fatiguing straight away than being straight because you've got load on back muscles and that. We could probably put a couple of posts in the ground with a fence post here.
Stop me doing it.
We can modify a walking frame or something. Yeah, we'll have to, but we're not going to worry. Don't worry about it now. Don't think about it.
Just worry about those other things.
A couple of first things. We'll get them.
And get those locked. And once those are locked in, then we can worry about changing the major things.
Exactly. Once they're locked in and automatic, then we'll move because I think we really need to address that. I really do.
That looks a bit better, just a couple of dodgy ones. It's definitely even.
Yeah, well you can't argue with that. A bunch of that one. That one's a bit out, those two, yeah. I'd be pretty happy with that centre shot there for the moment.
Alright guys, will we call it a day then, Gary?
Yeah, we'll call it a day. We'll have a little chat about the future direction. We'll do probably another training one, another coaching one. See how we go.
We'll try and make them at least weekly.
Yeah, because I'm keen to do the live one. I really am, because I want to get feedback from everybody and ideas and throw ideas out. I'm pretty keen to do that. But at the moment, we don't want too many distractions.
Let's try and get me locked in.
Try to get you locked in, and then we'll go there.
Alright, sounds good. Well, the centre shot's good, everything's good. So now we just got to practice this thing. Tell you what, it wears you out when you're concentrating so much too, doesn't it? Like, I'm pretty screwed at the moment, like just concentrating on doing this, like no head bobble. That not moving my head was just wearing me out, going, don't move that head, don't move that head.
Well, you know yourself, when you shoot, the physical aspect of archery is not a big thing. It's the concentration. That's what tires you out. It really does, and that's the conditioning you need.
Totally.
Than the physical aspect.
Alright, so I need to work on that one. Alright guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons, and I'll see you soon for another one. Yeah.